I'm here with Brad. He's the moderator of the VidTrans 2020 session, and the sessions were great. What were the highlights?
Well, I think we're seeing more and more 2110 acceptance. We're seeing more about testing and real-world applications and use cases at 2110 and NMOS, and I think that really has been the highlight of it.
Yeah, I thought the presentation on NMOS really solidified what's going on.
Yeah, that's true. And also I would mention RIST as well. If people aren't aware of that, it's the new protocol for transfer that the BSF has come up with. And there's been a lot of progress in implementations of that as well. So that was another highlight.
Yeah, certainly Rick Ackerman's panel on the RIST, it brought a lot of attention, a lot of questions on that too, with the updates. Now, you had a cool presentation on IT, and let's use all the IT stuff. When you look at 2110, certainly the 2110 people and the TR03 and 4 took a lot of internet stuff, but what was your point?
My presentation was called IT Thinking for Professional Media. And my point was that whether you're using SDI, 2110, or new technologies that are coming along that are being used all the time now in cloud playout, that it's really important for us as an industry to change to thinking about what we do in terms of the way an IT person would do it. Because at the end of the day, those are going to be the sorts of tools and the sorts of science that is really going to carry us forward over the next 10 years.
I guess the issue always comes in, everybody says broadcast is too unique.
But that doesn't mean that everything we do is unique. And in the places where we can leverage best practices in IT, and we can leverage really the way that they think about the way you would build these facilities, we should be doing that.
Well, certainly the exhibits downstairs were great, and a lot of those obviously were, very, very focused with IT products and virtualization, like the panel on virtualization. Andy, great panel on virtualization. One of the topical things that was a little controversial was GPUs.
Yes, interesting, different take there. So one of the vendors was saying how they steered clear of that and were going for pure CPU based, so it's more portable. And then one of the other vendors was talking about how they've optimized it for GPU, which actually meant they could offload all of the CPU stuff and actually have that available for other work. So interesting, different takes.
Well, I guess different takes as well, because it was virtualization in the cloud, but then it was virtualization basically in a piece of one RU box.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the other key things we were discussing was on-prem versus cloud. And I think certainly still at the moment, I think the answer is very much, if it's either a complete 24/7 operation, continual, or very high bit rate, like the 100 gig interfaces that are typically being used for the Vision Mixer and for the multi-viewer, then on-prem is definitely where the most cost-effective way of doing it.
Andrew Starks discussed the need for standardization for IP video and audio within the Pro AV market, along with some of the unique needs that industry vertical has.
That's why we proposed IPMX. So we went to the drawing board, and we really tried to do a campaign for ISC. We obviously weren't releasing a standard, right? We were talking about a proposed roadmap. They need uncompressed too. Think of like show control or like live band production. That's part of Pro AV. But also medical device stuff gets in there.
John, as you know as well as I do, audio's always been a mess in our industry, so you had a great chat on the muddle today.
Oh, absolutely, Stan. It's, audio's no easier than it ever was, and the approaches we take in IP sometimes make it harder. Because in the IP systems, you really want to keep all the audio that belongs to a mix together in a stream. But on the production side of the house, there isn't a mix yet. It's just all the microphones from stage left or whatever you have. And so people need a routing solution that can deliver the mono-channel granularity they want while getting the system efficiency of having multiple streams per channel.
But what happens when you have a mix?
Well, when you have a mix, you keep it together in a stream like it should be, and then it travels through the network together, arrives together, phasing is preserved. The distribution, the playout side, it's fine. It's good to keep it together. But on the production side, where you need to get that mono-channel routing kind of granularity, it's harder because the 2110 standard keeps the streams keeps the channels together in a stream, you need to have something like ISO 8 to be able to control the receiver and tell the receiver what to do after it gets that stream and how to put the channels together the way you want them.
MediaKind's Matthew Goldman gave an update on new compression standards.
Antitrust, but the fact of the matter is royalty-free versus having IPR, and it does impact the use of codecs in time. When you make it easy for people to use, people will use it if it works. HEVC blows away AV1 by about 30%. That's a pretty huge swing in comparison to.
Stephen from Skyline, with his presentation on media platform automation, pushed the need for having lots of metadata.
But it also can be used to connect all of your connectivity, your east-west connectivity.
Amir from Fox gave a demo using free desktop tools to work with ST2110. On his laptop, he showed the various tools to debug and actually see and hear ST2110 streams. He basically had the attendees wanting to see more.
You don't know how long it took me to figure out the pipeline. It was basically trial and error and sending out emails late at night to everyone. Everybody had different ways of doing this, and it was just basically trial and error.
Benoit from BCom showed complete data along with video examples on machine learning driven variable frame rate for production and broadcast applications.
Here the frame rate was decreased at 15.
Having easy access to LAX Airport is a plus for VidTrans 2020. By having the meals, snacks, and drinks within the exhibitor area, it is great for the 17 vendors exhibiting, and also the perfect venue for networking between speakers, vendors, and attendees.